Oh, I'm sorry. Who is this?
This is the Lord of the Underworld.
Oh, I must have the wrong number. I was trying to dial 7.
Well, I'm afraid you've dialed wrong, 'cause you've reached 666.
Wow, my mistake. But hey, since I have you on the phone, would you maybe consider becoming my manager?
We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're chasing comedy, politics and current events, cultural shifts and psychological bents, the daily news, your grandpa's views, conspiracy theories, trending Google queries. Either way, it's all okay. We're chasing comedy. So listen up and we'll lay it all out. Whether you're seeking wisdom or zoning out, have your fill, it's all just for the mill. With Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, are we trying to fake spontaneity? Is that what we're trying to do?
We're
That's the
not
goal
fake
here.
spontaneity. There's no fake spontaneity.
There is
It's-
always, you can always, that's the whole thing.
Is it?
When you can,
Yeah.
the best line about show business, Dustin, ever said,
Fake
attributed
it
to,
till
I don't,
you make it. That one.
no, it like the most important thing to succeed in show business is sincerity. When you can fake that, you have it made. Okay.
Oh, that's amazing. See, that's why I don't do well sometimes, because I can't. Like, if I'm in a bad mood, then that's just a bad mood comedy set. Like,
Yeah.
I can't break out of
can't.
that.
Yeah,
I try.
You got to
and
work on.
It's just horrible. Do I?
gotta
Because
work on
sometimes
that.
it's funny when you're cranky. You know, Lewis
Yeah,
Black made a
yeah.
career out of it. You know, it's
Yeah,
like not that
absolutely.
I'm doing that, but you know what I mean. I think cranky can
Mhm.
work.
Right.
If you're consistent with the crank, it's just like
That's
when you
right.
try to go in and out with the happy is when you're in trouble.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
It's all madness. I'm good. I finally, we got the podcast feels more legit now.
Yeah.
And brought in a producer, and we're trying to get this thing where it needs to be.
We're up in our game here, kicking ass, taking names. This
I've
thing
never
is gonna
seen
rocket.
you. I've never seen you look so clear. This is amazing.
I know. It's like I look at the clarity of this. This is my old phone. I went online. I was gonna buy. You know, you go online. I went down a rabbit hole of looking at cameras, and I have no problem buying one. I'm probably gonna buy one because the one I have is old and crappy. But then I went down this whole rabbit hole. I found the Caillou, like very expensive camera, $250 or whatever. You know, that was like the super duper one. And then the one Adam recommended was also really good. The Logitech or whatever the hell is Lenovo, whatever the hell is. I don't remember.
Logitech,
Anyway,
that's-
yeah. And that was really good too. And then, but I saw side-by-side comparison, and I just liked the video of the Caillou. And so I was gonna then I did a deep dive on that, and they said, it's not really friendly with Macs because the Synapse software doesn't really work very well with Macs, and I have a Mac. So then I paused the purchase, and then I did another more searching, and they said, why not use your old camera from your phone as a webcam? It totally works fine. You got to get this software. So this is what this is now. So it's not bad. It doesn't suck, you know?
No, yeah. It's like you look like an illustration, kind of like that aha video. You seen that?
Yeah.
Take on me. Yeah.
Take on me.
I'm
Yes.
waiting
yes.
for
yes.
I'm waiting for
That's you're
an
waiting for the
animated
girl
woman to like come into this room.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Thank you for
You're gonna drive away.
making me. Yeah, thank you for telling me that I'm a one-hit wonder. I really appreciate that.
Hey, it's a pretty good hit though. You got to have one hit.
Not a bad hit. Yes,
they still play it. Every Rite Aid in America is still playing that right now.
They certainly do. Yes. Have you seen the slow version of that? The guy posted this slow ballady version of that. That's amazing. It's him. It's just him like in a Jamba Juice or something singing it. I don't know.
I think I've heard that. Yeah, that's not bad. One hit. Speaking of one hit wonders, I live by the Hollywood Bowl, and Toto was there. And I was telling Leah, I said, how funny would it be if they did not sing Africa? Like that would just.
They're not. Yeah, but they're not a one hit wonder. You got Rosanna. You know.
Okay.
Okay.
You got
Toto. You got Stranger in Town, which was a sort of a hit in the 80s. There's another song by Toto that I can't remember the name of now. I'm having trouble.
But nobody cares about those songs. It's all about the rains down in Africa. That's all.
Yeah. I understand. Wait a minute, Rosanna, come on.
Yeah, I don't like that one too much. I like the Africa song.
Oh, all right, right.
Are you eating? I love this. The professionalism between the two of us is amazing.
I know we're really fun.
Full on eating during a podcast. That's next level comfortability. Have you ever done that on stage? Where you're just like eating a sandwich and like doing stand-up?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah,
shorts.
No. I've never done that. I've never eaten on stage. No.
Yeah,
I can't even wear t-shirts on stage. I tried this week to where I was wearing a t-shirt. I almost never wear a t-shirt. I can't do it. And I went on stage wearing a t-shirt, and it felt so inauthentically. And some guys, they go up, doesn't matter. They look like grifter. You know, they got that drifter, homeless, vagrant look, and it works for them. I go on, and it looks like I'm not trying, or I'm not cool enough, or something. And maybe it's an internal thing. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it is an internal thing. I think that's the thing.
Do you wear t-shirts? Do you wear t-shirts on stage?
Not really. I mean, I'll wear a jacket over it. You know, I stepped up my game a little bit with jackets and you know, collared shirts or whatever. But it's, you know, I try to be snazzy. You ever wear something and you bomb in it, and then you just can't wear it ever again? You got like that shirt. You got like that red shirt. You're like, I'll never wear this again.
Yeah. Well, the other night, the t-shirt. I think it ruined me. It ruined me with t-shirts for the rest of my life. I mean, it is really a weird thing. I think it's like that. You know, it's like that movie Bull Durham, where he says, if you're winning because you're not having sex, or you're winning because you are having sex, and you think that, then you are. Then you are. If you think you're bombing because you have a t-shirt on, then you are bombing because you have a t-shirt on. Or at least I can bomb in any wardrobe. But
yeah.
But
I've made some bad decisions. One time at the comic strip, actually, I remember I was I was a little more rockabilly with the cowboy hats and all that stuff. And I had my girlfriend had bought me a t-shirt. And speaking of t-shirts, and it was a Confederate flag, but it was like sparkly. So I thought that would take away from, the symbol of what that is.
It was a gay friendly Confederate flag.
Pretty much. It did not work. The sparkles did not help. The first two rows of black people did not appreciate my sparkly Confederate flag.
Yeah.
And I bombed terribly. It was trying to defend it after, too. I was like, oh, it's just a shirt. It's just a t-shirt.
I might have been able to tip you off on that one. Yeah. It was like
a hazard.
Yeah. A Dixie My Little Pony. Okay. You're like a unicorn wearing
I could have used you.
Let's like seeing a unicorn wearing a swastika. I don't think it's gonna fly. You know what I mean? It's like pink. It's beautiful.
I learned my lesson. I used to push the envelope a little. I was like, it was all about like hillbilly, New York City hillbilly thing, and I was trying to push that agenda on, and just it didn't. It worked for a little while. It got me on one show, and then that was about it. White Boys in the Hood worked on that. I didn't wear the Confederate flag,
that's right.
But
right.
It was pretty dicey.
But that is funny. That is funny. The Confederate flag. I'm going to wear a Confederate flag, but with a rainbow flag. Well, a rainbow Confederate flag.
It worked whenever it was like a Leonard Skinner shirt. Then I could pull it off. If it was something where it was like a band involved, like Alabama or something, it seemed to work. But just straight flag, never a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to do a deep dive on the intersection of country music and rap music, and there's I read a fascinating book one time that basically said that the record companies, when rap music became ascendant, they needed something to code white music as, so they created the entire country music genre rebirth of country music, which had been an unpopular form of music for years. And they needed something that they basically said, look, white people, look, we need a music that's for you. And then all of a sudden, everybody was into Garth Brooks and Clint Black and all this stuff. It just took off. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I smell a rat. Something's wrong here, right? Because I'm not a fan of rap or country music. So I'm a universal, music snob on numerous areas, and I wasn't a big fan of either one of those genres. And then when country music suddenly took off again, it had been forgotten. I'm not talking about the great Johnny Cash or, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about the people that were admittedly great.
Well, Urban Cowboy was kind of a big explosion, and then it kind of died on after that.
That's right. Thank you for saying that, because Urban Cowboy caused this sudden upsurge, which then, just like Beanie Babies, went back down again, and no one cared. And then the record companies were sitting around going, "What do we do here? We've got to. There's something. There's some marketing angle that we can do, And so that's what I read. This don't send letters.
Oh, I like it. I like it. There's no letters. Well, it's funny because I love country music, and I love.
Of course you do.
Well, not of course I do. I like the ballet, and I like the opera, and I like jazz, and I'm very cultured Texan, if you will. But it's like, even if I like somebody who's a progressive country musician, I feel Chris Stapleton or something. I feel every song is, as being a sober guy, it is about drinking. And for once, I would like a country song where when his wife left him and his dog died, he grabbed a LaCroix. You know what I mean? Like, there should be some sort of.
A sober? You want a
sober country song? There's never. It's always, I'm at the bar. I got my beer. I got my. You
want a Bill W. friendly country
not even
song.
BW, just normal. Like, people that don't drink feel like, we want some normalcy. It doesn't have to go to the extremity of like 12 steps, but it's like, meet me in the middle somewhere, where every song doesn't have to be about drinking and, all that stuff. I don't know. That's just,
well, somebody would have to do an AI search and realize, and because that's one of those things that people always say, that every country song is about the dog dying, the wife left him, and the alcoholism. And it's probably true. Which tells you how creatively bankrupt the art form is, right? I'm going to get more letters here.
If you've lived in these places where country music is popular, that is all that's there. I
understand that.
You have the bar, that's it. You have the honky tonk is what gets you through that shift at the goal.
That's right.
The mine or the factory or whatever. So I understand it. I'm just saying.
I support it. I have no problem. If whatever you're into, that's my.
I think that could be a bit. I was trying to make it a bit where it's just like, it's just, but then I don't want to ever do a bit. It's funny when, you see guys that do bits on, let's say, country music or something, and then it's like, I don't want to have to sing anything. So I want to try to do a bit, about a country song without the punch being me singing about my wife left me, I got my LaCroix. You know what I mean? So it's a funny thing. Whenever you do like a bit about a song, inevitably there's somebody that does that, and then they sing the song, and they sing well, and it's like a whole big bit for them.
Right.
I've never been
their
able
closer,
to
and it's done by 79 comics back in 85, I believe. That was already covered.
Crushes, and it's like one of these things. But I like to do, something about a song, a country song, without having to sing. I think. Yes.
Well, I think you're the guy to do it. So let's we got to come up with an angle. Well, Bo Burnham did a great bit of country music song on his last special.
He sings though.
Yeah, and he kicked it. He kicked the hell out of it. But he did something interesting with it, which I can't even remember what it was. But it was something very cliched about it, and he nailed it. And he almost ruined it for, one of those definitive pieces that you can't write a bit about after someone already hits it out of the park, except if it's something personal to you, something very deeply about your, miserable childhood or something about your dad.
Yeah, but everybody's had miserable childhoods. I've noticed that even the dark personal stuff, sometimes you're like, 6 people have done it, and it's that's something you have to deal with.
6 people have mentioned your dad, right? Yeah, 6 people.
That would make sense. I'm sure I got a few brothers and sisters out there that I don't know about.
That's right. But they all grew up to be comedians.
Yeah. I don't know. I always I was thinking about that today, actually, where it's kind of like, you know, there is this thing, in the world of comedy where it's like, when do you shy away from something that is familiar, that other people have touched on? Because we can all, like, if you look at our acts on paper, we could somehow pull something else that somebody's done that's similar in so many different things we do on stage. But it's like, what is that thing that confidently says, no, this is mine? And then there's that thing where you're like, all right, it's way too close. Somebody big has done it or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like it's almost impossible.
No, there's never a topic. There's never a topic that you can't explore. There's no topic that's off limits. But when people, if you're going to do a Vietnam movie, you got Platoon, you got Apocalypse Now, you go, okay, mine is going to be different. How's mine going to be different? But there's been areas that have been strip mined of some of the greatest works of art, and there's bits that have been written that are just amazing pieces, like Rich Jenny's, Jaws 5 bit. You can write a bit about the Jaws movie, arc, but that bit set a very high standard, and Gary Gulman set a standard on that bit about the capitals and how they abbreviated them. That's going to be hard to beat if you want to go in on that.
There's probably somebody that's done it, though. I would put money on it.
Sure.
That's the thing. But
sure.
I don't know. I just feel like it's. I think comedy has a different standard than movies or music. When it comes to, like, people are quick to call out something that's similar that a comic's done as opposed to a movie or music, even, where there's so many songs that sound the same. And it's
that's another thing, that the thievery in stand-up argument, which was always one that was a very internal one in our world. It was a very private conversation that took place in the internals of the comedy world. And now you have military tribunals on YouTube that post, this guy's joke, and now look, he stole it from this, and I've got the receipts here, and I'm going to show you. And then sometimes you watch and go, okay, that's not stolen. Okay. Amy Schumer got a lot of stuff about that, which I thought was really unfair online because they don't like her. And so they basically was like backwards engineering. This is a stolen bit, and that's, and I was going, no, that's not, that's not. And also because there are bits that have, that punchline's the same. Yeah, because parallel thinking happens,
Yeah.
But then there is, like, blatant cases, the whole Carlos Mencia thing, or something that I love, that thing where people were stealing jokes. Writers were stealing jokes from Twitter.
Yeah,
that's really frightening. That guys, like, that were working on TV shows and they couldn't come up with anything. They went on Twitter and they lifted people's jokes and then, pitched them in the room, which I hear happens,
I mean, I think it's difficult. It's difficult sometimes not to lift a premise. I'm going to be pretty transparent here. I was last night I was judging some new talent thing, and we had to pick people, whatever. And I was watching people go up, and I was like, I could do so much more with that. I was like, I was like, if I had that, I could make it such a better joke.
Yes.
And it's like, you're almost there, but you're missing so many elements. And it's just like, it's just so funny when you
you're wasting the premise.
Yeah, it's like
you want to go up to them and go, look, dude.
Yeah, you have a day job. Just let me have it. You don't need it. You don't need this.
You don't need it. I got to pay my rent. I
got an hour coming up in Minnesota. Yeah. Like, let me have this,
Yeah.
I think it's a funny, I don't know. That's a funny
thing.
Carlos Mencia thing was pretty crazy, though, because I feel like he went from arenas to, like, funny bones pretty quick after the whole Rogan exposure and all that stuff.
What's that? Oh, what, Mencia?
Mencia, yeah. I was just but I think what got him, though, was, like, it's almost like when you're that big, they're looking, and the same with Amy. It's like when you're that big, they're just looking to take you down. And so I feel like, but he's, I feel like his stuff, the thing that bothered me, what he did is he did a Kinnison joke, but he made it a sketch on his show. And I think
what was this Kinnison joke?
Which one was it? I think it was
not the poor kids in Africa, I hope.
No, but it was as close. It was basically, I think it was the Jesus one, where he comes off the cross, whistle through the hand and all that stuff. So I think it was something like that. I think he did a sketch where he was Jesus. It was like a whole thing.
Right.
I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But it's like,
Mhm.
where I think that happens a lot, where it's like,
Yeah.
people take, like you said, with the Twitter, like people take jokes and then they kind of put them in another format or another,
Yeah.
genre, and then they get away with it. But anyway, I
Yeah,
think
yeah, and then wading in on a premise, like I have a bit about boarding the airline travel. We all have our airline chunk. We all have that,
yeah,
and I've seen a million bits, some great ones done by people with airline bits, and I wrote one that I really love, and I was like, all right, I haven't heard this take on that, this particular angle that I got on that, but there, but so many angles have been taken,
yeah,
so many lines have been used on airline travel has been
yeah,
probably one of the most strip mined topics. So when you can find an angle of something that's
yeah.
new,
And
and when
they
I see
and
one, I see
yeah,
one, I always go, oh, that's so good.
yeah. Well, yours is
Um,
perfect. I mean, it's a great one, and it's like you do the voice and everything. But if you did that in a mic, they would crucify you, you know.
right. Becky
But
owned
I
my
know
Becky
the
owned
real
my
comics, the working
yeah,
comics are like, that's a great joke. You're
right,
great, whatever.
right,
But then there's
yeah,
that mentality of like, oh, this guy's doing this from the 80s or whatever. So
right.
it's like, there's always going to be somebody.
Becky owned has this. Becky owned has a couple of great airline jokes, and I've seen whenever I see a guy do a great airline joke, because it
Yeah.
really is the one that is one area that has been so. I still remember every time I try to write a new airline joke, I remember Dennis Miller going, getting on an airline is like it's become a Baton Death March with American tourister luggage, right? It's like, right. The guy in front of me is he's folding his jacket like he's in the color guard at Arlington National Cemetery, like yeah. It's like he had like three great jokes in the thing. Like I remember that's just like it's become a Baton Death March with
Yeah.
American tourister luggage, right?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so
But that's the thing is like sometimes it's like I'll find myself, I have a great joke, which is about flying with my dog. And,
mhm.
Delta said I had to fly. Dog has to be under 20 pounds. So my whole joke is it's like cutting weight with the dog. And it's like, I had a flight coming up. So I had to had her in a plastic bag, chasing chickens, like a Rocky montage. The whole thing is just so
On a
funny of the
treadmill.
idea. Yeah, the
Yeah.
idea of like
Yeah.
trying to get your dog thinner for a flight.
That's
And so
right.
the whole
That's
thing.
right.
And then, but the reality was Delta and American and all that, your dog has to be under a certain pounds. And then Spirit Airlines, which feels
Hmm.
hacky just coming out of your mouth,
Of course. Of course. Yeah.
is, but your dog can be 40 pounds in a bag. And so that was, and then the joke became about that, where it's just like the
Oh,
Pirates of the Sky or whatever. And so I
yeah.
feel like it leans towards a little bit of that familiarity of hack because it's Spirit Airlines, but it's true. We
Yes.
have to fly. I think what I need to do with that joke is make it how much sacrifice I'm making for this dumb dog, that I'm
Right.
flying a horrible airline, and
Yes.
that must be how parents feel when they blank for their kids. They
See,
have to,
like I didn't know. I don't know if I know the dog one, but now I'm like,
yeah.
oh, this is awesome. What else can we do with this? Like I because you've got a canine. Wait, so what I just
Well,
had it.
she got fat over the holidays. She was
Right, but
20.
that's canine.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's the airline is canine fat shaming. By the
yeah,
way, that's
yeah,
not
that's
that's
funny.
not cool. Okay,
That's funny.
that is not cool. They're canine fat shaming, and that is not. Dogs have self-esteem issues.
Yeah.
Like they're greyhounds. That's why greyhounds. I don't know. There's something funny about why do you think they're so fast and they're running away
Well,
from
there's something funny
their
about that too, where it's just like I can't bring my 21.6 pound dog, but this idiot behind me is God knows
Mhm,
what's in that suitcase. He's got like
mhm,
something heavy, a bowling ball or something. Like there's
mhm.
just something funny about like really is that point two going to take us down?
Right.
Meanwhile it's like I don't know
Yeah.
something like
Something else about it'd be funny if the
because I
dog
never
was
went
like
in on that.
yeah, but there's something funny about um the dog. You had a dog with a bomb strapped to his chest. In back of me, there's
What?
like
Now my
I
dog's a
don't know.
terrorist. What's going on here?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They don't. They're looking at the wrong. Once again, they're
Oh,
not
oh,
focused
I
on.
see. Meanwhile, there's a
They're focused on the wrong thing. If I was going to blow up an airline, I don't know. I don't have a
oh,
joke here. I don't have an angle, but I'm
yeah,
saying there's something funny about because you see dogs in sweater vests. He's got a bomb There's another dog with a bomb
that's
strapped to
funny.
his chest.
There's an 18-pound dog with a bomb strapped to his
bomb
chest.
strapped to
Nobody's
his chest,
checking that
okay.
dog because he made weight. That's funny.
And we could go very racist with this, and we could go so racist with this. Yes, like.
Or is there a Muslim type? Is there like a Middle Eastern dog breed? That would be funny.
Wait.
An Afghan. There's an Afghan.
Wait. Oh, that's hilarious. That's really funny because there's an Afghan, but then again, Afghan could be a sweater. It could be like,
Look at Afghani. Isn't that a dog? Like a F something?
Yeah, they're an Afghan. It's an Afghan. There's a dog.
There's an Afghan there's an Afghan dog. I mean, I gotta say dog. I can't say Afghan.
Right.
But there's an Afghan.
But then
dog.
they might say an Afghanistan dog or an Afghan dog. So you have to say, how would you have to fudge that one? You'd have to say, that dog's an Afghan, and I don't mean Afghanistan, and I mean Afghanistan, not the breed, because I don't want to be dog racist. I want to be racist or a dog. Something I don't know.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't want to insult the dog species.
I don't want to be speciesist. The Afghan, there's an Afghan behind me, and I don't mean from Kabul. Okay, right? Again, right? Something amazing. Like that. Yeah, Kabul. Or what's the other one? Not Mogadishu. That was in Somalia. What was there was wasn't there some? What's the one that Hillary Clinton got accused of?
What is that?
Isn't there a city in Afghanistan? They made a movie about it.
Adam, do you know that?
Adam, dude.
Our producer, Adam. This is
where
are
you, Adam? Adam, you've been sitting there like a sniper. He's too quiet in that corner. Adam,
I told him we were going to go talk.
We're
breaking to bed. Our producer, Adam Holtz, everybody. You can show your face if you want. Can you look up that?
Oh, there we go.
What's that thing Hillary Clinton got in trouble for?
Was that
what was that called?
I'm trying. I actually was looking up the Middle Eastern dog breeds.
Oh, do you have one?
Oh, good.
What do you have for dog breeds?
Yeah, there's the the Afghan Hound.
Afghan Hound. We got to go Afghan because you could do the Afghani thing. That's perfect.
You got a lot of Afghan angles there.
Yeah.
There's a this one's called an Akbash dog. I don't know.
Akbash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like alu Akbash.
Right. That's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, that's funny, but I think Afghan Hound.
No one's gonna get that.
Afghan Hound.
I think. By the way, I think my camera looks better than yours, Dustin. I don't want to say nothing.
Better than mine? You think so?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't think so. I think you're just trying to be competitive. It looks.
I am. You're right. You're right.
It's because I don't have a weird filter on me.
No. But I can adjust I have lots of settings. I can do many.
Well, I'm old school. I got lights, and I can do different lights.
I don't do that.
You don't.
I don't do that. I do it from internal.
Okay, I love how we were on a roll, and you want to make me
I know. I want to go off.
my.
Well, we just here. How's that? Is that better? Is that less?
I don't know. I don't care.
Anyway, all right. Afghan. We got the Afghan thing.
Let's just go with Afghan dog. That's good. But what was the name of that thing that Hillary Clinton was where they had the killing or whatever?
Yeah, there was some people that lost their lives, and it was a big scandal. It wasn't a big scandal. It was blown up to be like she was responsible for it.
Yeah, and like people died and stuff. It was like near the United Nations.
This is where we need Adam
embassy. It was the embassy.
Quickly. No.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you got? What do you got?
But it was in. You can't have dead silence.
Yeah. That's
Wait.
This is how Adam works. He's a producer. He's not a comic. So we're in good hands.
Don't tell me I got to do this. Clinton.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. It's
scandal.
Benghazi.
Yes.
Benghazi.
Yes. Benghazi.
But
where is that in Afghanistan?
I don't think so.
I think it is.
Where is it, Adam? This is how you redeem yourself. This is how you redeem yourself. Where is Benghazi? What do you got?
Libya.
Okay.
Oh, well, that took care of that joke.
Okay.
We ruined it.
Is there a Libyan dog?
Is there a Libyan breed?
The Libyan breed?
Look up racist dog breeds. Just look up racist dog breeds.
That's German Shepherd. That's Doberman Pinscher. That's Rottweiler.
Yes. Hack comedic dog breed.
Dog premise.
Right?
So there's the Slohi is the dog from Libya.
Now we got to cross these off. Nothing funny here.
Well, it's not that they're funny. It's just if you're not a dog person, you're not going to have any idea what we're talking about.
Right.
But Afghan Hound is familiar.
Yeah, Afghan.
All right, so we'll go with Afghan Hound. And
there's an Afghan. and an Afghanistan and an Afghani behind him. There's an Afghan guy. There's an Afghan.
Yeah, I like how you said it before, where it's
I
just
don't
like
whatever
there's an
I said.
Afghan, and I'm not
Right.
talking about,
Talking about the country.
Afghanistan. I'm not country.
And I'm not talking about the dog. I'm talking about the country. Or I'm talking about
Oh, I'm not talking
Either
about
way,
the country. I'm talking about the dog. Or
Either way, it's going to be
Yeah.
a winner because people will connect the dots. Either way. Well, now that we have Adam on the air, he didn't help, but at least he's here.
he helped Libya. He got Libya in there. Brian's
got
pretty
Libya in
brutal.
there.
Brian, don't scare him off, okay? Or we're gonna have to do all this by ourselves. And we saw how that went.
Wait, what's the shirt, Adam? Is it Equus? What is that? Is that
That's Cotopaxi.
what is that?
It's like a llama.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought it was a war horse or something.
Okay,
from
stop
that
doing crowd work,
movie.
Brian. We got to get back. Keep working on
No crowd work on the show. No crowd work. That's actually going to be my new special. No crowd work. Okay.
it. That's actually pretty funny.
Absolutely. I'm going to be absolutely doing no crowd work. There will be no crowd work. Everything is going to be scripted. Even my ad libs are scripted.
I love
Right?
it.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mine are.
Anyway, what's in the news that's bothering anybody?
It's
Anybody?
you.
Or
You
are
tell
we
us.
pivoting?
You can pivot. You can pivot. It's your. I got a great tag on my dog joke.
Goldman Sachs is saying that I love this. Goldman Sachs is saying that it would be great if Kamala got elected.
You guys, it's Kamala. It's not Kamala.
Yeah, sorry, Kamala. Everybody, Kamala down. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Goldman Sachs is excited about the prospect of it. Now, this is how screwed up our politics are. That in the past, that would be something that liberals would be uncomfortable with, and conservatives would be thrilled about. But the conservatives are saying because the conservatives are trying to paint her as a communist, okay, which is like, it's like, okay, she's a total communist. Meanwhile, Goldman Sachs, who are like the most evil bastards on the planet, capitalists, but freaking robber barons on the planet, are in like love Kamala. Kamala, is it Kamala? Is it Kamala?
Yes.
Is it Kamala? Okay, I'm still
not the Uganda giant in WWF.
Now there's no humor. Sorry, there's no humor here. I've got nothing on. I've got no angle. I just think it's funny that I saw this on the air that Goldman Sachs thinks that Kamala would be better for the economy than Trump because Trump is into tariffs now. So I don't know what's going on in our politics where Goldman Sachs endorsement is not something that the liberal side should be denouncing because those guys are better, but they're actually welcoming it because it makes her look, more like a more palatable to some groups. Meanwhile, the conservatives are, I guess, I don't know, trying to paint her as a communist. So which is it? I can't keep up around here. Not that there's any humor here. There probably
it's a very confusing bit, but I like it. I think confusing bits become brilliant.
It's not a bit. There's no bit here. I don't think there's any.
There could be. I like the idea of like, a difference 10 years makes. You know what I mean? Like there's just something funny about like Goldman Sachs, like I think, being a good endorsement at this point. And then something about how like when it comes to financial responsibility, like there's but get there, talk to us.
I mean, Bernie Sanders would not have been like endorse it, would not have been somebody that Goldman Sachs would be supporting. Now, Hillary, Goldman Sachs, she spoke to whatever. Anyway, this is going nowhere. But the point is,
no, I think it's somewhere. I think it's getting there. Just keep talking. You got the idea that Goldman Sachs supporting you as a president is like, give me one of those.
Yes. Well, Goldman Sachs. Well, but it's confusing because the point is that Goldman Sachs would have been somebody that a number of years ago liberals would have been like, wait a minute, Goldman Sachs is in part. That's how evil that this candidate is. Goldman Sachs is endorsing them, but now they're like, Goldman Sachs is endorsing Kamal. How awesome is that? It's like, wait a minute, guys, what happened to us?
That's that's how bad Trump is. That Goldman Sachs can be a good. I mean, that's almost like. I mean,
how awful
cancer could endorse Kamala, and it would probably work. Like at this
non-Hodgkin's lymphoma just came out in favor of what Kamala and people. Is that it? What is it? Like non-Hodgkin's lymphoma just won the endorsement of Satan just called in to a radio to Barstool Sports Show. He just called in. Satan himself endorsed. Is it endorsed Kamala? And well, wait a minute, that makes no sense because everyone always agrees that Satan would be bad and cancer would be bad. Whereas now, there was never a time, Dustin, when cancer was the good guy or the bad guy. Now so we've got to find a metaphor that actually works. So that is kind of funny that.
I don't think Satan was ever a good guy. I mean, he's like
no. Satan. No, that's what I'm saying. The metaphor breaks down because
Goldman
Sachs.
Okay. Now they're a good guy.
Goldman Sachs used to be. It would be.
But it's still bad. It's just the perception is different.
Yes.
It's like mean, the devil got some likability when heavy metal came out. You know,
right? Yes, yeah. He got some cred. He got some.
When Black Sabbath started hit the stage, that's when people were like, "Hey, Satan's not so bad. This rocks."
Yes,
you know, something. I don't know, something silly.
There's something. Maybe there's something moderately humorous there, but what was I gonna say? I can't remember.
I think it's almost there. Like, just keep churning that out because there's something funny about just the endorsements.
Goldman Sachs is endorsing Kamala, and liberals are welcoming it. That makes her look more mainstream. And I don't know about you, but I think it would be funnier if it was an organization. What's the one that it murders people, assassinates people? Is it BlackRock or Blackstone or
the Clintons?
Or what's the one that Clint Black? Is it Clint Black, the singer? It's what's Dick Cheney's? This is where we need Adam. Dick Cheney's company. Yeah, Halliburton.
Boom! Look at that! Look at that,
Adam! Boom!
Boom!
It. It's like booyah! Okay, bang bang. Adam House for the win, right? But there's another one. There's Blackstone, the magician, or BlackRock, or is there something else?
I think it's BlackRock.
Yeah, but there's one that's an investment firm, and I think that's BlackRock. And then there's one. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this. Dick Cheney's company.
Halliburton, I think, is the way to go.
Halliburton is
everybody knows
right
what
reference.
that is. Nobody knows what that is.
It's also, like if Halliburton endorsed you, you know, it wouldn't be a good thing. But like, look, they're mainstream now. Halliburton is mainstream.
Well, there's also something kind of funny too about the idea of, you know, companies endorsing political figures where it's just like, this is not NASCAR. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something funny. Yeah, we're not like something that they're, you know, companies endorsing, like, you know, people like, I don't know. I think
somebody did that joke where maybe it was Carlin, somebody well known did the joke about, I can't remember, did the joke.
He's dead. What do you got?
Yeah, no, but I don't even think it was him. But they said that politicians should have to wear the patches of the people who endorse them, so that you can know who owns who in the corporate sector. You know,
that is a good joke.
So they're endorsed and sponsored.
Okay, so that's similar to the NASCAR thing. Okay,
yes,
all right.
Yes.
Everything good comes from somewhere.
It was Blackwater.
Blackwater, thank you. Yes, Adam for the double win. Yes, Blackwater.
Blackwater, baby.
I thought that was a place. Wasn't that also one of the territories on Game of Thrones? I'm not sure.
I think it's a Black Rose song.
I believe so. I think it was, or something.
They had the big battle there. Yeah.
Did they have a battle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we've got Adam once again chasing more weird references, right? Adam Holtz, reference whisperer, right? He's on the line. He's online. Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like where this is going. It's good.
By the way, speaking of Satan, that was what I was going to say. George Bush. Remember when George Bush was Hitler? And now they were trying to there were actually people, I had friends, they were saying, oh, wouldn't it be great at the Democratic National Convention if George Bush came out and endorsed? And I go, no, it would. It wouldn't be great. Yeah. But and I'm going, well, maybe I'm just weird that I don't want Hitler, Hitler 2, just because, we got to beat Hitler 1, so we need Hitler 2. And I'm not even saying, but the weird how time changes in politics, people are going, oh, George Bush, and Ellen is hugging him. And that was Hitler a week ago. And now we got another Hitler. Everybody's Hitler. Everyone is Hitler. You know what I mean? Every time someone, I think I did a joke where I was like, every time even Hitler is like, they're does anyone have the ownership of the trademark of Hitler's name? Because everyone's being labeled the new Hitler. It's like the Beatles or somebody else that every couple of years there's a new one and somebody comes along who's the new Hitler. And we can't sustain this. The market can't sustain this amount of Hitlers.
Yeah. Can we just get away from this Hitler? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah. No. I was just saying in general, just the idea
No,
of
rein me in. I agree. Believe me.
whenever
I
a
don't
bit
like
gets whenever a bit gets too Hitler, you gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's funny too because people are like, saying that we owe George Jr. An apology because of Trump, and then it's just like, and he's trying to embrace the thing because I think eventually Trump will be, if he takes up like, some sort of hobby or something that's like, something that we can all relate to, like that feels normal, then they'll probably forgive his sins.
Like horticulture or something?
Well, like Bush, he paints. So everybody's like, oh, he's a painter now. So he's not a terrible person because he painted these people.
I think the market can support several Hitlers. It seems like we have many people that can be painted.
Well, William H. Gacy has paintings out there. So I don't think the painting makes you a better person.
Well, William H. Gacy was the star of Fargo.
Gacy.
I think you're mixing
Who am I thinking of?
William H. Macy. William H. Macy. Yes. William H. Gacy? That is a serial killing Academy Award winning actor? You mean the guy who was a clown?
Shameless.
Was in Fargo?
Shameless. I don't know.
Yes, he was
the guy with William Gracie? What's his name?
Yeah.
Not William. What is it? What's his name?
And Gracie, now you got the guys that were doing, jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. That's Horace Gracie and the Gracie family. Now you're mixing them.
Who's the guy that painted clowns?
That's
John Wayne Gacy.
John. That's it.
John Wayne Gacy.
Wayne. I knew there was there was a middle name in there somewhere.
By the way, I still remember Larry Ambrose had a great joke where he said, "My father could never say a bad thing about anybody," and Larry goes, "All right, Dad. How about I think it was John Wayne Gacy. He had, he killed 50 kids and buried them under the house. What about him?" And the father will, "Well, he's not lazy and he's a homeowner," which is a great joke. I have to just shout out to Larry Ambrose, right?
Larry Ambrose, I love it. Sorry, I'm trying to get my.
All right, so wait, we had something else. There was some other George Bush. I don't know how we waded into that. Hey, here's a joke that it never works.
Please,
if you were going to kill, I do a abortion joke, and then which I won't do here, but and then I say, not that there's anything wrong with that, but then I say because there's people in history that you would abort, right? We all know that there's people in history that you would have no problem aborting. I think you know who I'm talking about. The E-Trade baby. Okay, the E-Trade baby. Okay, I think we can all agree. If we had a chance to go back in time with a time machine, yes, we'd take out Hitler, but the second in command would be the E-Trade baby. Now, I've done that joke like 6 times on stage, and like 30% of the audience laughs. I mean, the comedians laugh, but no one else does. And I guess it's because, and the commercials are still on the air, but I guess maybe
not as much as they were. They used to be a lot more. I think that's what it is. It's all, that's a groove joke. Like if it's happening now, I think that kills. If it's not, people are like, what? E-Trade. E-Trade. What is that?
I'm sick of jokes not working. That
we all do Robin Hood now. But I do like the idea of something else to replace the E-Trade baby with, where it's just like, because I like the misdirect almost of like, they think you're gonna say Hitler or something, and then it's like something, I don't know if there's another
Dr. Phil, someone like that.
Not bad.
I hate, or what's that other doctor's name? There's another doctor who has a show. He's with Adam Carolla. I think he was his partner on there.
Dr. Drew.
Dr.
Drew, yes. Yeah, Dr. Drew or Dr. Phil.
Hey, Dr. Drew's helped a lot of people. You know what I mean? Why you
really? Wait a minute. Doesn't Dr. Drew responsible for like 3 suicides or something? Wait, scratch this from the.
Getting your information. Get rid of this. Information.
Get rid of this before we post it. Okay, cut that part. I'm not.
That's how it works.
You better look at Adam. Do some research on that one before you post that one. I don't know, because I'm definitely not sure about that. But this is people have been pushed over the edge. Speaking of that, now I once tried to do a joke. There's no joke here. Once again, these are things that I would post, but I wouldn't do on stage. Remember when people said that my friend, these young kids would kill themselves because they listened to heavy metal music, and it caused them to kill themselves. Right?
Yes.
Remember that? That was a big controversy.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of Ozzy was responsible for a lot of that.
Yes. And they caused them to commit suicide. And liberals en masse were like, that's crazy. We got to defend free speech, and we got to defend this. And then, meanwhile, there was a new thing that my grandfather was turned into a racist because he watched too much Fox News. Okay, now wait a minute. When the kids were killing themselves because of heavy metal music, we were on the side of like, oh, that's not true. And my grandfather was a sweet man until he watched 3 hours of Sean Hannity, and now he's a Klansman. Okay, and I'm like, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I think your grandpappy might have had some tendencies that he hid from you for a very long period of time, because how committed are you to your perspective when if you can watch Fox and Friends and you're suddenly a white supremacist? Okay?
Well, if you play Fox News backwards, it says vote Democrat. I don't know if you knew that, but if you do it under replay.
Okay, I did not know that, but once again,
come on,
Adam,
that was good. That was good.
It's a good joke. It's a very good joke, and Adam is fact checking that right now as we speak.
Well, I found the Dr. Drew. I found you're right about Dr. Drew. He there were 5 suicides.
Thank you.
That happened with Celebrity Rehab.
Yes.
You can't blame a person. You can't blame a person for suicide.
No. I can. You can't. Maybe you can't, but I can. Okay. Right? You can not blame whoever you want, but
He tried to help his people. He tried.
This is goddamn America, son. You can blame anybody for your
these
problem.
Are addicts. They were bound to do it anyway. Like he was.
Well, that's only because you're biased, because you are one.
Oh, thanks. We all are, buddy. Calm it down.
Don't let your personal biases and overwhelming level of humanity and empathy interfere with your logic here. Okay. Okay. Right.
So he is a murderer. All right, we'll call him a murderer. I like it. Dr. Drew Murderer.
He's a murderer. All right. We didn't say. I wouldn't have gone that far. Okay.
You went after him.
It's like, what's it? There's
Dr.
a phrase
Drew.
for it. No, it's not.
He's also trying to get as skinny after 50.
How about this?
Suicide
by Doc. How about that? Right. Okay.
That's Kevorkian. What's his name?
Yeah.
Kevorkian?
No, suicide by cop. There's a suicide by cop, and people go, yeah. Now we're suicide by Doc. We sent.
By
sent
Doc.
Him to rehab.
Oh, I see.
Didn't you get the play on words there? Do I have to explain all the jokes? Right.
Well, if they made sense, you wouldn't have to.
Ouch. Wow. Ow. Dustin for the win. Oh my God. If it was well crafted, maybe not. Okay. Holy shit. This is a tough room. Okay.
It is a tough room.
Yeah.
You know better. I got edge.
Well, maybe you should word your jokes better. Thanks.
All right, folks. That's our show. It's been a fun time.
When did my mom join the podcast? Okay.
Mom's podcast.
Here's another joke that never made it into my act. We should have that, like jokes that are sitting on the bench waiting on one day to be able to make it to the act.
Okay. Or jokes that never work. I like that.
Yeah, because I had a joke about one of the first jokes I ever wrote as a comedian was I believe it was, why are there no B batteries? Okay. It's not really, it's an observation, not even a joke. AAAAC. It's like when I was like a 21, and it was not that great a joke, but it always got like it's true, because I did it with mouse. Why is there no mouse flavored cat food? And why is there why are there no bee batteries? And it was not that great an observation. It was just a kid observation. Well, somebody had done that. Somebody said that, somebody told me that somebody had done that or something, but I'd never seen them. Then somebody told me that, what's his name? Really funny comic. Oh God, he was in a movie, long hair. It's got a
Dimitri Martin.
Yes, Dimitri Martin. Thank you. Very well played. Dimitri Martin does a bee battery joke. And so I did a joke where I said, I do the bee battery joke. Then I would go, by the way, my mother called me. She said, Brian, I just saw comedian Dimitri Martin on HBO, and he has a similar bee battery joke to the one you're doing. And I said to my mom, I understand that. Somebody else told me that, but it's a very common premise. And I don't think Dimitri's a great comic. it was sort of a parallel thinking thing. I don't think he stole that from me. And my mom said, "Oh, I know he didn't steal it from you, Brian. He's a major talent." Okay. Okay. And I'm like, "What are you saying?" And then I wanted to do, that's a funny line. But then I wanted to do a long bit where my mom excoriates me for being a joke thief, right? Where my mom just
I love it. I love that.
where my mom's like, "Oh, don't even start with me, Brian. Okay, if you're gonna steal bits, you might as well. Why don't you just Thank God your father's not around to see that her son became a no good goddamn joke thief. Okay,
why don't you just do knock jokes, Brian?
Yeah. I swear to God. Okay, why don't you do 7 words you can't say on television? I mean, just go all in on this. Okay, you know, if you're gonna boost something,
just say you like black people, but you sure hate it. You know.
Oh, whoa! Wow. Okay. Adam's gonna be working overtime on the editing room. Okay. Adam, crank up.
I didn't say it.
Adam,
it was I said
up,
that. I said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say
crank
that.
up the editing bay, Adam. Adam, hit the eject button.
Can I do one more? All right, off topic. All right.
It's we're the first podcast. The first podcast ever to be canceled after the first
episode. This is good. No, I love it. This is magic. All right. So I pulled up. I just saw my first driverless car a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. And it's jarring when you see, I don't know if they have those in New York, but it's like you pull up to a stoplight and you look over and it's just nobody in the car. And it's like at the stoplight and then it just waits for the stoplight. It go like, it's crazy. Like at least put a mannequin in the car. You know what I mean? Like I would rather have a Cocker Spaniel in the front seat just to think the idea of a dog driving makes me more comfortable.
Okay, wait. Okay. Now.
Yeah. Something like that.
How about an Afghan? Wait, I don't know. There's got to be.
I tend to go dogs too much. I'm all about dogs. Yeah. I'm dog crazy.
No, but that's really funny. There's think about it. There's so much to do there, you know. And I wanted to. I mean, I can't even express my road rage, right? Because there's nobody to give the finger to. Right?
Yeah, that's
you know
funny.
what I mean. Like
yeah, you can't even yell at anybody because they have
an AI driver now that can actually give you the finger. They've actually developed the technology for that, right? That's how sophisticated AI is getting. Right?
Yeah, it was also on its phone, and I thought that was, or something.
Or there's something where the cops pull over the AI driver because they thought he was, right? You know.
But I would love to be a cop, not knowing that that's a driverless car, because you don't know right away. And so it would be really funny if like a cop gets out and he goes to the window and there's nobody in the car. I just think that's just such a funny thing.
Well, wait, you mean, wait a minute. But that's an interesting idea too, because the cops go to pull over and who pulls the car over? There's nobody there, right? Like if the cop's behind, does the AI know that he's supposed to pull over?
I would think so. I'm sure that's programmed in there. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Everything else is, they know how to do the light. They know the speed limit. They can parallel park. I mean, this thing is crazy. And it's just riding around Hollywood like nothing. And everybody's worried about taxes. We need to be worried about this stuff happening.
I'm very concerned about this.
I am too.
This is not normal. This is not the way.
And I saw 2 in one day. It's not like it's just one. I mean, they're everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bad enough we have those little Amazon things with the wheels that look like R2-D2. That's fine. That's on a sidewalk. But this thing is like on the street.
Yeah. That's.
So I don't know. I don't know whether
that's creepy.
Yeah. It's just it's just like this thing where it's just like. Driverless going to the next level of like
now is Uber going to be able to have driverless? Because that's the one thing I would like is like some of those guys can be really annoying.
That's funny. Uber because I don't have to talk to like Dan about his acting career for 36 minutes while I'm trying to
decide whether to tip my AI driver. Was he or you give a thumbs up to your AI driver, like. There's something very, very wrong with this society as a whole right now. I can't. I don't know.
It's one thing for me to bag my own groceries. It's another thing for a car to be driving with no person in it. Like
I won't go to the self-checkout aisle. I can't do that. I refuse.
Well, I do. You could get free stuff. It's great.
Oh no! Yeah, cool. You're once again Dustin Chafin. Dustin. I don't think that's free.
I paid for one almond milk, but if you're stupid enough to do this, then I'm taking the second one. I'm sorry. That's on you. That's not on me. I don't feel bad. You're Target. I'm not going to feel bad about it. You're taking somebody's job. I'm taking your almond milk. How about that?
Wait a minute, who's the enemy here? You're not. I think
Hard-
we all need
it's
to
the
rise up and not let them replace human beings with these.
I know
AI.
that's me fighting back. I was just like, eventually
By
they'll
stealing-
go, okay,
by
not a
stealing
good.
shit.
Of course.
Oh, okay. That's a kind of inverse approach. But go. Okay, fine.
Inverse
That's
approach or trying to
whatever
just be a
you're-
comic.
I'm not even
Which is
sure
it?
what that
Which
is.
is it? Which
Right,
is it? You don't know what that
no.
is? Just trying to be a
Right.
comic? Like Jesus
Just-
Christ.
No, what is that?
Why do you got to take it? Why you got to take it there? It's not therapy. You're not Alan Lefkowitz. Like, what is
Alan
happening right now?
Lefkowitz. Is that Alan Lefkowitz?
He's
Oh,
the
yes,
clown
yes,
whisperer.
I know
He's
the clown whisperer. Yes.
All
Have
right.
you ever
So
done a session with Alan Lefkowitz?
for 20 years, I've done sessions. I was the first one. I brought him
Oh,
to
that's
everybody.
right. That's right.
I'm the
That's
first
right.
one.
That's right.
You don't know. It's just so you guys know what we're talking about. There's a guy that he only sees comedians, and
Right.
it's pretty great. You go into the waiting room, and it feels like a sad green room. There's just a bunch of comedians just waiting to go on. We talked about this, and then
So funny.
somebody will
Yes.
leave, and I'll be like, I can't follow this guy, and it's like I've seen his act, his mom issues.
Yeah.
I can't do that, and
Yeah.
then you just
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
making
That's
stuff
great.
up so I have a better story for my therapy session.
And you're stealing
I
other.
stole from almond milk from
you're
Target
st-
once.
No, you're stealing other comedians' traumas.
Yeah,
you
oh,
know?
that's funny.
Right. Yeah. I stole.
Yeah.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. You
I
start
was
telling
molested.
the story.
No, you weren't.
Wait a second. That's not you. That's Sam Morril, right? Wait, you weren't molested in a barn. That was. Wait a minute.
That was Robin Williams. That was Robin Williams. Come on, have some respect.
Does he have an MC who introduces the acts as they come in?
He does, and you get really mad when you're emotional and you get the light. I'm not gonna lie, it is rough.
I'm gonna do a spit take. Take.
That's how you drop the mic, everybody.
Ladies. That was good.
Yeah. All right. So
Right.
that's our show. That's our
Yeah.
show.
Yay! Goodbye. Good night.
We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're chasing comedy, looking for laughs, having a gas, nothing's off limits, nothing.